Good evening. Says I'm live. Now, for some reason, StreamYard thinks that it's earlier than it really is. Or maybe I think it's later than it really is. Anyway, it's one of those things to decide, do I start before anybody gets here? One of those questions at live shows as well. So, play around with the tuning a little bit. Not for very long. This isn't a very good way to start this. I should have said, welcome to the my CD release party here in the empty street. Anyway, today is the official release of my CD, Lives Stolen. No, I'm sorry, Up With the Masses. The first song I'm going to do is Lives Stolen. Alright. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and start because it's being recorded. And if I leave the broadcast room, then it just ends the show. So I'm going to stop prattling on here. So we say their names, a generation simply pleasing to avoid, that has no shame, accepts no blame, for generations of lives stolen, from the days of slave patrols to tomorrow's dead. The chokeholds say their names. William Green, Gamal Brown, Michael Dean, Kendra Watkins, Ora Vassar, William Burgess, Richard Price, Rayshard Scales, Botham Jean, Michael Thomas, Dehan Johnson, Maurice Gordon, Alton Sterling, Tammy Rice. So we say their names, for generations sending pleasing to avoid, but has no shame and accepts no blame, for generations of lives stolen, from the days of slave patrols to tomorrow's dead. The chokeholds say their names. Rayshard Brooks, Michael Johnson, Donnie Sanders, Janisha Fonma, Jacqueline White, George Floyd, Chris Carter, Sean Lee Fuhr, Tatiana Jefferson, Manny Ellis, Desmond Hayes, Eric Reason. So we say their names, for generations sending pleas into a void that has no shame, accepts no blame, for generations of lives stolen. From the days of slave patrols to tomorrow's deadly chokeholds, say their names. Clark, Freddie Gray, Michelle Cassell, Kenesha Fuller, Michael Brown, Gabriella Navarez, Keith Collins, Akai Gurley, Breonna Taylor, Joshua Johnson, Tina Davis, Barry Geddes. So we say their names, for generations sending pleas into a void that has no shame, accepts no blame, for generations of lives stolen. From the days of slave patrols to tomorrow's deadly chokeholds, say their names. Say their names. So we say their names. A generation sending pleas into a void. No shame, accepts no blame, for generations of lives stolen. From the days of slave patrols to tomorrow's deadly chokeholds, say their names, say their names. And welcome once again to my CD release party here. Yay, party! That first song, I'm just gonna go in order of what they are on the CD. Makes it easier that way. I wrote that song a few months ago. I can't remember how long ago, but anyway, it's a 2020 song and it's one of mine. This next one. Is a Woody Guthrie tune, and I have, let's see, 1942 was whenever it first appeared in a recording. I can't really find, and I don't know if if it's recorded anywhere, like when he actually wrote it. But anyway, it's All You Fascists. Oh my. I think it just made it worse. It's not my fault, it's my super tight. Yeah, sorry about this. Anyway, this next tune is Woody Guthrie, All You Fascists Bound to Lose. I'm gonna tell you fascists, you might be surprised. People in this world, well, we're getting organized, and you're bound to lose. You fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Yes, sir. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. Race hatred cannot stop us. This one thing to know. Your poll tax and your Jim Crow and your greed has got to go. You're bound to lose. You fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Yes, sir. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose. You fascists bound to lose. People of every color are marching side by side. Well, we're marching across those fields where 1 million fascists died. You're bound to lose. You fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Yes, sir. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose. You fascists bound to lose. I'm going into this battle, gonna take my Union gun, and we'll free this world of slavery. Before this battle's won, you're bound to lose. You fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Yes, sir. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose. You fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. I said, oh, you fascists bound to lose. Yes, sir. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose. You fascists bound to lose. And that's Woody Guthrie from 1942, I do believe. With All You Fascists Bound to Lose. This next one is essentially Expendable. It's one of mine. I wrote it last year. Actually, this whole CD came out of me being stuck here in the house, and I'd set up this recording studio. I guess I call it a studio. It's really an office with a computer and an interface. But anyway, I first thing I did was I ordered a copy of the Big Red Songbook and started learning some tunes, trying to pick out ones that I wanted to put on a CD and share with people. And one of the things, being all stuck alone, I really, the thing with wobbly songs is they're supposed to be sung together, not as a solo venture. And this has been kind of weird, doing all this alone together kind of thing. But anyway, this next one is essentially Expendable. Owning classes clamoring to us the workers money bring. Let them live on straps and string. I hate those boots, now things are lean. Some workers they manipulate, to take the blame and agitate, to put their families' lives at stake. It's the master's profit so they can make. say they know many more will die, even dare to call you the front line. And it's thank you for your sacrifice, and now go make those pies. They're essentially expendable at 7.25. Plutocrats in Congress say the urgency has gone away. The honing class has had their day. 3 trillion plus is on the way to help the worker to survive. Not enough to really thrive. Comfort takes away the drive to die for 7.25. They say they know many more will die, even dare to call you the front line. And it's thank you for your sacrifice, now go make those fries. You're essentially expendable at 7.25. That president called this a hoax. His followers he tried to coax to mingle while they praised his boast, and through the market they were thrown. Distance now, the White House rule is too extravagant for you. Get back to work, you lazy tool. When you break, they'll get one new. Say they know many more will die, even dare to call you the front line. And now they're ramping up the class war, and you know it must be right, 'cause it's time, fellow workers, for the general strike. His wealth he thought would insulate, but thought his power was too great. The virus would not dare invade his callous White House palisade. Now he's tested every day, maybe 4 times, even 8. Now you can all just play roulette. He wants that burger on his plate. Say they know many more will die, even dare to call you the front lines. Ramping up the class war, so you know it must be right. Oh, it's time, my fellow workers, for the general strike. They're scheming even now on how to siphon out our bank accounts. Congress plans to help them out. Their priorities are not in doubt. Workers have their own demands, states and towns across the land, walking out to make a stand. This need not go as bastard plans. Say they know that many more will die, even dare to call you the front lines. As they're ramping up their class war, well, you know they must be right. Oh, it's time, my fellow workers, for a general strike. Yes, it's time, my fellow workers, for the general strike. Convenient. This next one's in the same key. This next is How Many Dead for the Dow, written by Andy Cohen, the musician, the blues musician. There's some other Andy Cohen. I'm not really quite sure what he does, but it's not his song. It's my buddy Andy. How Many Dead for the Dow. Tell me how many dead for the Dow. Tell me how many dead fall down. How many rooms will hold all dead that you're dying to unload? Put them all in your hotel, lock them in, run like hell. All those corpses that your rooms are gonna hold. Tell me how many deaths will you allow? How many dead is good for now? Is it 5 or is it 10? Is it us or is it them? Tell me how many deaths will you allow? Not a single death for the down. Your money isn't good here anyhow. You're so whacked about your stocks that you put us in a box. But we ain't about to die, but you know how. Not a single death for the down. Not one death for the down. Yes. How Many Dead for the Dow by Andy Cohen. This next song I wrote back in 2018 at the Folk Alliance Regional Midwest Conference. I came out of the evening concert at intermission, and one of my friends told me that somebody had shot up the Tree of Life synagogue in Pittsburgh and killed several people. And at that point, I went up to my room and grabbed my guitar and missed the rest of the concert. But this is October 27th. They said be back in your seats in a few minutes. Running late, but we'll get back on track. Stepped out from the concert hall and a few words from a friend. I knew that I wasn't going back. Seemed upset, I asked her how you doing. She said I'm not good 'cause I just read the news. Happening again, more people dead. What's going on? What can we do? How are you? 27th of October, Sabbath morning. Families were gathering in prayer, armed with rifles, guns, and hatred. The killers stormed the synagogue at the Tree of Life in Pittsburgh. There were 11 people dead. David and Cecil Rosenthal, Bernice and Sylvan Simon, Joyce Feinberg, Richard Godfrey, Melvin Wax and Daniel Stein, Jerry Rabinowitz, Irving Younger and Rose Mallinger, all were slaughtered by a Nazi, yelling out, all Jews must die. The president is lurking and he's backstage in the hangar at his latest campaign rally, a slight grin upon his face. Claps his hands in the glue and he saunters to the podium. Says the day was hard, he won't tolerate the hate. The tongue keeps on targets on his gallery of enemies. Says the fault lies with the press, he cannot be blamed for the actions of his followers. Paranoid and polarized, Nazis and the MAGAs shock troops and foot soldiers, white power, true believers, shooters and bombers, while he takes lead as spotter, they take aim. I know I'm not good 'cause I just read the news. It's happening again. More people dead. What's going on? What can we do? How are you? It's October 27th. Okay, what key is this in? This next one is another Woody Guthrie tune. 1913 Massacre. And this one, it was listed as showing up in 1949. Tale of, well, the point of the song is it tells the story, but it's a story of miners in Michigan. What's wrong with Gilda tonight? She's acting up. Take a trip with me, 1913. In the copper country, I take you to a place called Italian Hall, where the miners all having their big Christmas ball. I take you in a door up a high stair. Shake hands with the people you meet. Watch the kids dance around the big Christmas tree. You ask about work, you ask about pay. They tell you they make less than $1 a day. Working the copper planes within their lives. So it's fun to spend Christmas with the children in mind. There's talking and laughing, songs in the air. The spirit of Christmas is heard everywhere. Before you know it, you're friends with the song, and you're dancing around and around in the hall. A little girl sits down by the Christmas tree lights to play the piano, so you gotta keep quiet. To hear all this fun you would not realize at the copper boss thug men. They were looking outside. The copper boss thug sticks his head in the door. One of them yelled and he screamed, "There's a fight." A lady, she hollered, "There's no such a thing. Keep on with your party, there's no such a thing." A few people rushed, it was only a few. But it's just the thugs and the scabs fooling you. His daughter carried her down, and the thugs held the door, and he could not get out. Then others followed, about 100 or more. But most everybody remained on the floor. Children were smothered by the stairs of the door. Such a terrible sight I never did see. Carried our children back up to the tree. Still laughed at their spree, and the children who died there were 73. The piano played a slow funeral tune. The town was lit up by a cold Christmas moon. They cried and the miners they moaned. See what your grief for money has done. That's Woody Guthrie's 1913 Massacre. All right, a little bit more upbeat for the next one. Ralph Chapman wrote this in 1915, and it first appeared in the 9th edition of the IWW Little Red Songbook, and other ones following that, but let's see. This is in D. Sorry, it seems like I'm going to have to do this every time I put on it or take off the capo. Seem to be having some fret problems. When the union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run, there can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. What force on earth is weaker than the feeble force of one? But the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us hear you, but now you've heard the chorus there, you're probably familiar with the song, maybe. But next time the chorus comes along, you can sing along even though I won't hear you. Is there aught we hold in common with the greedy parasite who would lash us into serfdom and would crush us with his might? Is there anything left to us but to organize and fight? Well, the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. It is we who plowed the prairies, built the cities where they trade land, dug the mines and built the workshops, endless miles of railroad laid. Now we stand outcast and starving midst the wonders that we made, but the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. All the world that's owned by idle drones is ours and ours alone. Now we have laid the 5 foundations, built it skyward stone by stone. It's ours not to slave in, but to master and to own, while the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. They have taken untold millions that they never toiled to earn, but without our brain and muscle, not a single world can turn. We can break their haughty power, gain our freedom when we learn that the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. That was penned by Ralph Chapman back in 1915. This next one is excuse me. It's called John Dee's Soliloquy, and it was written for John D. Rockefeller. But there's any number of owning class heroes these days that it could be attributed to, and I've kind of settled on Jeff B because it rhymes and it fits in there with it. Same amount of syllables even. Let's see what key is this in. Okay, so this is set to the tune of Auld Lang Syne. But whenever they would write songs, they wanted people to be able to sing along right away, so you don't want them to have to learn music along with the words, and pick popular tunes of the time, and had the songbook that people could refer to and just sing along right away. 10 million workers, sweat and toil, increasing my wealth and fame, with wages small, but I tell them all, hey, our interests, they're the same. Their leaders, they repeat my words, and politics hold sway, which pleases me, 'cause I like to see them vote in the same old way. grub is soaring out of sight, and the clothing is extra high, and house rents upwards take their mark, to the heavens fly, and wages take the toboggan route, and downward down they go. Working folks, when winter comes, will have to live on snow. Some stand pat for Democrat, some for the GOP, but both will use that riot gun whenever it pleases me, or split their force in the great sham fight, for no one understands the game. But whichever wins of my faithful twins, I'll boodle just the same. The grub is soaring out of sight, and the clothing is extra high. House rents upwards take their course, and to the heavens fly. Wages take the toboggan route, and downward down they go. Working folks, when winter comes, may have to live on the snow. They cast their vote for the 12-hour boss, strike for an 8-hour day, which cheers me so that I overflow with mirth and reduce their pay. They strike like fools and they vote like seals, land in the big bullpen, but I laugh. Hey, my interests are the same as you working men. The grub is soaring out of sight, and the clothing is extra high, and house rents upwards take their course, and to the heavens fly. Wages take the toboggan route, and downward down they go. Now working folks, when winter comes, will have to live on the snow. All right, this next one is written by Ralph Chapman also, and it first appeared in the 1914 7th edition of the Little Red Songbook, and it's called Hey Paulie. Should have brought Ginger down too. I haven't played this guitar for a while. I've been just lately. I started using it again, and noticing some things that need work. Okay. So this one. Shoot, I'm blanking on the name of the tune right now that is written. You'll probably recognize it, and this, I feel silly that it's one that is just a standard. The politician prowls around the workers' votes entreating, claims to know the slickest way to give the boss a beating. Paulie, we can't use you, dear, to lead us into clover. The fight is ours, and as for you, clear out or get run over. neighbors, friendship doting. Says don't fight well on the job, just do it all by voting. Paulie, we can't use you due to lead us into clover. The fight is ours, and as for you, clear out or get run over. Let me to the office, boys, let all your rage pass o'er you. Don't bother with your countless wrongs, I'll do your fighting for you. Paulie, we can't use you due to lead us into clover. The fight is ours, and as for you, clear out or get run over. He begs, coaxes, threatens, yells, on shallow glory thirsting. Fact is just a bag of wind that's swollen up to bursting. Paulie, we can't use you due to lead us into clover. Fight is ours, and as for you, clear out or get run over. Smiling bosses think he'd like the boodle from their manger, and he never mentions strike, they know he is no danger. Paulie, we can't use you dear to lead us into clover. The fight is ours, and as for you, clear out or get run over. Hey Paulie, and the words were written by Ralph Chapman. And this next one appeared in the first edition of the Little Red Songbook, and they called it a song for 1910. The next year they updated it to a song for 1911. And then I guess they figured that it would just probably apply for all the years up until 2021. And so they just called it a song for the wage slave. But there was no, it was attributed to anonymous worker. And it didn't have any tune to it, so I put one to it. Well, I guess it was, maybe they thought the old oaken bucket went with it, but I tried to fit that to it, and it just didn't seem to work. And so I ended up, I guess probably the tune that I ended up with is based on the old oaken bucket. Really like that tune, so it has a different tune. Long in their bondage, the people have waited, lulled to inaction by pulpit and press, hoping in time their wrongs would be abated, trusting the ballot to give them redress. Vain was their trust in a high court decision that swept the last bulwarks of freedom away. The voice of the people is met with derision. The voice of the people in action no court can gainsay. So up with the masses and down with the classes, a death to the traitor whom money can buy. Cooperation's the hope of the nation. Strike for it now or our liberties die. Hark to the cries of the hungry and idle, born on the breezes from prairie to sea. The patience their fury no longer can bridle. Onward they're coming to die never be free. Hear and grow pale, heed the spoilers of virtue, corporate managers, masters of slaves. Fools, did you think that we never could hurt you? You were the cowards, we were the brave. So up with the masses and down with the classes, death to the traitor whom money can buy. Cooperation's the hope of the nation. Strike for it now or our liberties die. Hail to the birth of the new Constitution, the laws that are equal, a justice for all. Hail to the birth of man's true evolution, anarchy unfolding, a liberty's call. Buried forever be selfish ambition, cruel fomenter of discord and strife. Long live the Commonwealth, hope's glad fruition, humanity rises at news of life. So up with the masses and down with the classes, death to the traitor whom money can buy. Cooperation's the hope of the nation. Strike for it now or our liberties die. Up with the masses, down with the classes, death to the traitor whom money can buy. Cooperation's the hope of the nation. Strike for it now or our liberties die. I have a song for the wage slave. What's next? All right, this is one of my tunes, and again, it's one that it really is an E minor. On the CD, it's a lot more fun because, well, not fun. More interesting, I guess. It's not a fun song at all. But Sav Boost from, I'm not sure how you say her last name. Sorry if I got that wrong. But she put a great violin part to the tune on the CD. I'm not even sure where she lives, but even if she lived in town, she wouldn't probably be here tonight. But anyway, this is Threats to America. Say, can you see in that land of the free, home of the brave souls who take to their keys, vomiting hatred, adjusting their sheets? Well, the fascist in chief, he obsessively tweets his threats to America, war in the streets. Each new murder by police, the people's outrage grows. With each new thug incursion, more people rise up to say no. Decades on still saying, are you fascists bound to lose? Take you on, DC, wherever else you choose. A knee to the neck, to the teeth, shot in the eye and no one can breathe. Fixed bayonets, bullets and guns, and there's crackdowns and curfews and no place to run, and there's threats to America. Each new murder by police, the people's outrage grows. Each new thug incursion, the more people rise up to say no. The decades on still saying, all you fascists bound to lose. Take you on in Portland, wherever else you choose. New secret soldiers for the fascist in chief, mounting invasions against the cities where black folks dare challenge the murder by police. Well, there's gas in the neighborhoods and tanks in the streets, and there's threats to America. Each new murder by police, people's outrage grows. Each new thug incursion, more people rise up to say no. Decades on still saying, all you fascists bound to lose. Take you on in D.C., whatever else you choose. Damn, that's a long alarm. Sorry about that intrusion of the phone there. I'm going to just turn that off. Thinks I need to go take my medication. Anyway, let's see, what's next? The Parasites. Parasites appeared in the 9th edition of the Little Red Songbook in 1916, and it was penned by John Nordquist. And it says that he paired the song with Annie Laurie. And I'm probably doing something to the song that people who know it might not like, but anyway, I folk processed the whole thing. Okay. Parasites in this fair country live from honest labor's sweat. There are some who never labor, yet labor's product get. And they never starve or freeze, face the wintry breeze. They are well fed, clothed, and sheltered, and they do whate'er they please. Are living in luxury and state, while millions starve and shiver and mourn their wretched fate. And they know not why they die. Do they ever try their lot in life to better? They only mourn and sigh. Parasites. You know, coming up on the end here. Got a couple more songs. But yeah, this is my CD release party for Up With the Masses. It started to get some radio play. And I think it was even in the UK one day. And looks like the power of Woody Guthrie is and the live stolen songs both are exceed what usually is the time limit for songs on the radio. I think one of them is like 6 minutes, but seems like those seem to be the popular choices right now. Okay, I don't need the capo for this next song. It's rambling here. Shoot. Somehow I don't have the information I should here. This is Working Folks Unite, and it showed up early in the songbook, and it might still be in there. I guess it was a popular tune, and sometimes just known as Conditions They Are Bad. But it's also it was paired with Red Wing for the tune, which is also what Woody Guthrie used later on for Union Maid, so you might recognize the tune from that. This is Working Folks Unite. Conditions, they are bad, some of you are sad. You cannot see your enemy, the class that lives in luxury. Working folks are poor and will be forevermore. As long as we permit the few to guide our destiny, shall we still be slaves who work for wages? It is outrageous, has been for ages. Oh, this world by right belongs to toilers, and not the spoilers of liberty. Well, the master class is small, but they've got a lot of gall. When we unite to gain our right, if they resist, we'll use our might. There is no middle ground. This fight must be won round to victory for liberty. Our class is marching on. Shall we still be slaves that work for wages? It is outrageous, has been for ages. Oh, this world by right belongs to toilers, and not the spoilers of liberty. I'll warn you now, once I'm able to be in person with folks, I'm gonna teach you the chorus, make you sing along. Working folks unite, must put up a fight, keep us free from slavery and capitalistic tyranny. This fight is not in vain, got a world to gain. Will you be a fool or a capitalist tool and serve your enemy? Shall we still be slaves that work for wages? It is outrageous, has been for ages. Oh, this world by right belongs to toilers, and not the spoilers of liberty. Yeah, go ahead and see if you... Oh, I'm not going to teach it to you now. But anyway, if you picked up on the chorus, sing along with me this time. Shall we still be slaves that work for wages? It is outrageous, it is outrageous, has been for ages. Oh, this world by right belongs to toilers, not the spoilers, not the spoilers of liberty. Gotta work on that call out there. Anyway, this is the last song on the CD, and I stuck it there because the name of the tune is The Last Word, and I figured that was appropriate for the final song on the CD. My website is F as in Frank, B as in boy, I, or FBI, like the FBI, records.com. back, oh God, 1986 maybe, when I was doing anti-nuke organizing. There were guys that came around dressed in a certain way and asking questions about the group of organizers, and that was about the time I was getting ready to put out my first, I guess it was a cassette at that point. It was all I could deal with. I didn't have a record label, and things were a lot different in the 80s as far as technology goes. But yeah, so I decided, since the FBI was seemingly interested in me, that I would just name my record label FBI Records. Now, for a couple, at least a decade, it was the record label consisted of me sitting in my house with a dual cassette recorder, making copies and trying to fix up some artwork. But anyway. This last word, the words were a poem. Oh, I forgot. Written by Gigi Florine. And I swear I put the information in here. I think it was 1949. It was in whatever the publication was, the idea, WW's publication at that point, but not in the songbook. It was just included as a poem. And in the Big Red Book, they speculate that maybe it was, hi there, kitty. Sorry, my cat came up to visit and sink his claws into my thigh. That's one of the benefits of doing these things in this very weird way at home. Anyway, they speculate maybe it was written in 1910 because Gigi Florine was part of a poets group that would have poet gatherings around in the 10s and 20s. But anyway, this didn't have any music to it, so I had to put some to it. Just a moment. Another benefit of Kitty here. He's trying to knock a great big stack of stuff over. Okay. Come a time like thunder, the dawn of red day. The worker meets the master, and the worker comes to say, I've carried you for ages on my broad submissive back, fought in all your battles with that buzzard on my back, and I've given blood muscles to your temples and your trunks. Greedy eyes are glistening, at last you ask for bone. built your giant cities. I dug your myriad mines. I built your mighty engines. The leagues of railroad lines. I've toiled in sweat and sorrow while your priests have whispered wait. The politicians howl at us and vote and change the state. I'm dressed in shabby garments, I've eaten fearful stuff. Simply come to tell you, I think I've had enough. Enough of sham and flub dub from your slimy parliaments, and enough of hell and heaven from your cross-bound innocence. I've carried you for ages on my broad submissive back, fought in all your battles with that buzzard on my back, and I've dressed in shabby garments, fearful stuff. Simply come to tell you, I think I've had enough. There we have it. Guess I saved on catering expenses doing this way. I hope you all had an enjoyable time here. And thank you for tuning in for my CD release for Up With the Masses. And hopefully pretty soon can do this in person somewhere. Glad that things are seeming to kind of get under control. I know around the globe it's not that's not the case. They're having a lot of trouble. But now I end the concert on a cheery note there, after all those terribly cheery songs that I just shared with you. But I think I'm going to stop babbling now and say goodnight. And I believe I'll be back here next Tuesday. And again, thanks for tuning in. And good night.